Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. So you just jumped into Grey Zone and you're feeling a little overwhelmed. Well, don't worry, because I'm going to go over lots of tips and tricks I have picked up since starting to play the game. So let's get started. The first tip that I'm going to tell you is put task items in your secure container. Your secure container is a case that if you die, the items will remain there when you go back to base. So make sure that if you do get into pick up something for one of your quests, that you put it into that container. If that container is free of any items, it will actually automatically be placed in that container, which is quite handy. I'm not sure if this is something that they're going to keep in the game, but for now it is a really handy way of completing the quests. The next couple of tips I'm going to give you is for stash management. So the first thing that you can do is put smaller backpacks into bigger backpacks. I also like to use body rigs to hold stuff like food and water and also ammo. This is a great way of saving space in your stash. The next tip is you can scroll through your medical items using the keybind H, and you can also open up that hotbar by pressing 4, and that will bring up each of the items that you have in your pockets, rig, or your belt. The next tip is about LZs. So if you don't have an LZ discovered, if you walk out, most of the LZs are very easy to spot because they're open areas at the outside of the main towns and villages. If you walk out, it will actually uncover that LZ for you, and you can use it then in future missions. You don't really need to worry about this because you do unlock the LZs as you unlock the quest for that area. But if you're somebody like me that wants to go and explore the map before you unlock the quest, well, this is how you can do it. Another way you can actually do it is by jumping in with one of your friends or somebody back at the base that has these places uncovered, and just fly out to the LZ with them, and then that will uncover the LZ for you. The next tip is when you are logging off, make sure you are back at your base or you will end up losing everything. It has happened where my game has crashed. Most of the time you get put back into your base, but sometimes I've lost everything, especially when it crashes and I'm on a helicopter ride. This next tip is about traders. You can level up your traders by obviously doing quests for them, but also by buying items from them. So it is worth spending a little bit of money with each of the traders to level them up a little bit quicker. This next tip is about when you're starting the game, make sure you are in the same faction as your friends, or you won't be able to play with your friends. They're going to be in different factions and you're never going to be able to join up with them. They have actually implemented a wipe system in the game, so if it is a case that your friends have picked a different faction to you, you or your friends can wipe your character, so you'll go back to level 1 and then you can join the faction that your friends are in. This next tip I'm only after realizing, and that is when you're searching boxes or any of the stashes out in the world, give it a couple of seconds and items will start to appear. It's like in Tarkov where there's this timer for when you're searching through a stash. Give it a couple of seconds and you'll find that there's probably more items in that case than when you just originally opened it up and seen nothing. The next tip is if you are hunting bosses or if you're trying to get kills on any of the quests, AI will respawn every 15 minutes. So if you do want to hang around in an area, after 15 minutes, all the AI that you have killed or possibly been killed before you have entered that area will respawn after 15 minutes. The next tip is you can revive your friends once you have the medical items to fix your friend up. Usually it's a bandage, a serve kit, and maybe some blood, but you can revive your friends if they're in a coma state. The next tip is there is only 4 helicopters allowed on the map at any one time. The way I've been working around this is keep an eye on the map, have an LZ picked, and when you see one of the choppers disappear, usually at the side of the map, click it straight away and that will get the chopper to head your direction as soon as possible. The next tip is a little bit about making money. So the way I've been making money is take all the ammo off dead enemies and also any sights or attachments that you see on the weapons. They don't take up that much space and you can accumulate a lot of money over time if you remember to take off these items. The next tip is about keys. Keys are very important in this game for completing some of the quests, and I would recommend having a key holder in your safety compartment at all times, and make sure that you're storing all the keys that you pick up. The next tip is about using an IFAK, and the reason why an IFAK is good is because it opens up more slots for you to place medical items in. So the next tip is about checking your weapon before battles, and what you need to do is click V. You can change this in the keybind options, but I've actually got used to using V. Another really helpful tip is to store ammo in your safety container. You would be surprised on how much ammo you can burn through in this game, so it's always good to have 1 or 2 stacks in your safety container so you can refill those magazines. This next tip is, I suppose, a compliment to the community that's in this game. Because the game is faction based, I find that it does kind of lend itself to a lot of friendly interactions at your own base. So don't be afraid to ask people for maybe a key or help for a quest. I have got some amazing interactions in this game, and it's something that I have never really felt in previous games that are similar to this. That there is that kind of camaraderie when it comes to your own faction and trying to help people out. I've got weapons off people that I haven't unlocked yet. People have dropped me keys. Some people have even dropped me full kits. So there is a lot of good people out there that want to help. So definitely ask for help at your base. Just before I go, I just want to say, if you have any tips that you have learned, please drop them in the comments below. I'm still learning this game. I am really enjoying it. The performance issues aside, I think it's got a lot of potential, and I can't wait to continue to play and to see where the developers bring this game. I am doing a quest guide on each of the quests, and I'm working through them at the moment, so stay tuned for those, and in the future I'll be releasing more advanced tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Hit the thumbs up if I've helped you out in any way, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content.